Now on some screens, like I say, it might fit right at a step, and then this is going to stick out, and then you're going to have a gap there, and you might think, hey, what do we do, because we don't want any bugs crawling in underneath the door or whatever. And usually on the bottom of the support member there's a hole. Now see, there's a hole there, and the top piece that gets bolted here has a hole there. Okay, so then they make this this little weather stripping set, and it's a U-shaped, it's square tubing, it's U-shaped, so it fits right in here, and you can slide it up, and then there's a support member here, square tubing, and so part of it goes up in here, and then it comes up here, and then it goes in here, and you slide that up, and you can adjust that to meet the bottom, the top edge of your threshold, and then it comes with a little small threshold bit that you cut and notch on your existing threshold, and then it fits on that little rail, and then that protects the bottom, and then you also have some weather stripping at the top that you can screw on the top too. And you can get that as a little set. It's kind of slick. I put one of those up. It took a while. You have to pre-drill it all and everything, but it worked out pretty good. That was, I don't know how much that was, $49 additional dollars. But if that's something that you're concerned with, check that out at the store next time. Now see, for us, that's not going to come into play, is it? Because we've got this ramp here. The bottom of the door is only going to be a 1/4 inch up off of here. Okay, and so we're only going to have a little bit there. Now if somebody wanted to, you could take a door sweep and you can screw it on the face of the bottom, you know, right on here, and then adjust it in or out, and then it's got a rubber sweep on the edge, and then you can push that right down to the base like here, if that's a concern of yours. Okay, so there are options as to what you want to do with weather stripping, because lots of people, they use this, they not only use this for a security door, but maybe they want to open up the door too, and you've got the door open and you just have the screen there, and you don't want any little bugs to crawl in there, or anything crawling underneath your door or something like that. So, you know, look for that kind of stuff at the hardware store. Yeah, don't forget to read your directions. Every security screen door comes with the directions. Look at that and kind of get yourself acclimated to your project, both in Spanish and English, most of them. Okay, so you have a little bit more of an idea, and then play this video series back too, and you can do it. Okay, now we got to go through a thought process here. Okay, here's the door jamb here. Let's get you in there like that. Okay, so what I've got to do is I put a pencil mark right straight across from this. Okay, line that up, and it's got to come out beyond 1.25 inches. Because I've got this flat area, I can do this. Now, in your door, you might not be able to, but just follow me along. Okay, so I have that. That's in line with that, because the door is 36 inches. Let's get you back a little bit. The door is 36 inches wide, the steel door. And this is 36 inches wide. In fact, it's just a hair less than 36 by 1/16. Okay, so we want the screen to fit as centered as possible between that. Okay, so then we've got a slight gap from that before the stile. Okay, and so we know that when the screen gets installed over here, it's got a little lip on it. So then we're going to install this vertical upright here. Okay, we're going to install that, and we can't, if we have this perfectly centered, at 36. We know the edge of the screen is going to be right there. We can't put this right at the edge or else it's going to rub on the inside, right? And you might think, well, why don't you figure that out after you install it? Well, I'm going to explain that. I want to get you, let's get you back here a little bit further. Okay, there we go. Just going through the mock. And so theory has it, if you install it first, you just slide this wherever you want and make sure that you have a slight gap. So it's not going to be flush. It might be stuck over a 1/4 inch to 3/8 or something like that, whatever you think, and then you can bolt it in. But because this jamb, we've got to think about this, because this door jamb is installed a little bit different than most, because this door jamb, you can see the edge of it is 1.5 inches over, isn't it? See this crack right there? That's where the edge of the door jamb is. Then they have the trim butted right to there. I don't really like that, but they ended up doing that because their jamb was a certain width anyways. They didn't want to rip it down. They didn't special order it. Came with the door. And so they thought, hey, we'll just hold it out, put the trim like that. Paint it, you won't even really know it's there per se. Okay, but we've got that gap there. And just going back further, if this door jamb was cut shorter, it'd be cut back 3/4 of an inch. Then this trim really fits over the edge of this, okay? And it comes over and gives you a slight reveal or whatever they do on the exterior. They might have it flush with this. They might have a 1/4 inch back, whatever, okay? Well, in this case, that's why we're doing this mock-up here, okay? In this case, if we take this here, here's our holes for those long screws. Now, if we install the screen so the screen is flush with this edge, then we've got to hold this back about 1/4 inch or so. And if we do that, guess where these holes are? Those holes are really close. The hole is only going to be about maybe 1/4 inch away from the edge of this 2x6 door jamb. And that's pretty close to the edge. It could be even a little bit closer. So I'm not really sure if I want to do that because it might weaken it when we put the screws in there. I think we could still make it work, but it's only going to be grabbing on the edge. You know what I mean? So here's my theory. We take this, we make it flush with here, okay? We're not going to have 3/8 of an inch gap or 5/16, whatever. We're going to make it more flush with the edge. That way it takes us off this edge a little bit more. It gives us a little bit more meat for our screws to go into the door jamb. And what that means is then the edge of our door over here at the bottom, because we have to keep thinking about the left hand side, because this left hand side we have to mount first, right? So if we're at the edge of this door jamb right there, that's where I wanted, where I knew where the door was going to be. Well, we can move it over to the left a little bit. We can move it over 1/4 inch, 5/16 over to the left, and that's where the door could fit. Now, on second hand, we also have to take into consideration when we hold that up, guess what? I was just thinking about this as I'm talking it through. Let's just picture this as being the left-hand edge where the hinges are and stuff. If we slide that over any further, we're going to have the same issue over here, aren't we? Here's the edge of the door jamb again. So I may have to think about this, because if we're right on that line, I'm going to be drilling kind of in between those two. I really don't want to do that. There's not going to be any holding power there, is there? So I'm going to have to think about this. I may have to cheat it a little bit, just to the left a little, or I'd have to go over far enough to hit into this trim. If I go over too far, that's going to stick the right hand side out too far, I believe. Okay? So I may have to rethink and adjust this a little bit and make a final decision, and then go for it. Okay? Think about your project before you drill that first hole. Hope I haven't thoroughly confused you at this point. Okay, here's the bottom of the screen again, and where that pencil mark is right on the edge of the door. Okay, now see, we've got a big gap there already. So what I have to do, I'm going to measure from the edge to that hole, and see, I'm at about 1.25 inches to the center of that hole from the edge of the door. Okay, let's remember that. Now let's go back to our door opening. Let's check this out here. Let's see what we're gonna do here. We got to make a decision and just go for it, right? Okay, you're helping me with this as I'm talking it through to myself. Okay, that's the edge right there of this screen door, and that would be right there. And remember, I said it was about 1/16 off, so I'm going to hold that off about 1/16. And 1.25 inches is right there, and I'm about 1/4 inch away from the edge of the door jamb and the trim. Okay, so if I drilled a hole right in there, I'm going to have enough meat. Okay, I don't think I want to go any closer, right? And I'm going to have that same issue over on the right hand side, aren't I? Oh brother, now it's starting to spit rain. I hope it doesn't do this, because then I'll have to shut the camera off. So the edge is right there. I'm going to hold the trim back up there. And this hole is, I've got 1/4 inch or so, and I can move that over a little bit. And I think that's what I'm going to do. That'll give me enough gap there. Okay, and I'm still on this 2x6 thickness here. I'm going to get a little bit closer here. I might be 1/8 inch away from the edge, but you know what? This piece here really doesn't have that much holding power. This is only holding itself. It's not holding up the heaviness, the weight of the screen, because that's going to be over on the left, right? This just holds itself. Okay, so I think I'm good. I think I'll be fine with that, drilling those holes close. I really don't have much option, do I? Okay, let's do it.